Okay, let's come on over and we're gonna roll down and let's see how our back is doing. And take a few deep breaths as you start to lengthen the spine. Allow the arms to be comfortable as you roll the shoulders down. And just feel how that initial heart opening is happening in your chest. And let's take 3 slow breaths. And start to reach the arms out a little bit more and then up over the head. So we're going to do angel arms with the breath. And even feel the fingers lengthening. And let's just do one more time. And we're going to reach our arms up over our head and lengthen each arm. Kind of reach one up and then the other. And start to roll or turn the head to each side as you do this to lengthen even more. And then we're going to clasp our hands over our head and take another deep breath. And let's release and bring the arms down. And we're going to put our hands on our ribs so we could feel the breath. And feel that whole breath into the belly and opening the ribs and gently lifting the upper chest. And now let's bring our hands to our facial muscles and just kind of feel the facial muscles make a few circles on the jaw and on the face. You can even open your mouth and just see how that feels. Doing a little massage. And then kind of walk around your hands around your ears and feel the top of your ear, squeezing it, and then around to the lobes of the ears, and just trace that again. Do that one more time. And then we're going to bring the arms down and just feel the face. Allow the jaw to soften. And one more slow breath. And let's roll over to the right side. And we're going to start with our left shoulder circles. First of all, bending the arm, leading with the elbow, and slowly unwinding the arm into bigger circles. And just see where the tension is in the arm and the shoulder and slow the movement down. And let's do one more big circle. And let's hold the arm open so we feel that deeper stretch and breathe. And a couple more breaths. And then let's bring the arm around so we could do our spinal twist and the chest facing the bolster. And let's take a few more slow breaths. And let's take 5 slow breaths. And then carefully bringing the hands closer so we can press ourselves up and come into that twist to the right. Just feel that lengthening. Notice the opening. And another deep breath. And then let's gently roll to the other side. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So let's start with those shoulder circles, just up, back, and down, and then make the circle a little bit bigger, leading with the elbow. And feel this unwinding as you gently open the whole arm and chest. And slow the movement down. Let's do a couple more. And then whenever you're ready, hold the arm open so you could feel a deeper stretch and breathe. And a couple more breaths. And then let's bring the arm back around slowly. And we're going to turn the chest toward the bolster and continue to lengthen and breathe. And each time we exhale, feel that lengthening or the release of any patterns of tension in the body. And 5 slow breaths. And now let's bring our hands closer so we could press ourselves up and continue to twist to the left and breathe. And a couple more breaths. And now we're going to turn toward the bolster so we could straddle our legs around the bolster. And we're going to put our hands on the bolster, rolling the shoulders down, and just feel the spine. Feel how the breath is coming into the ribs and the rising and falling in the chest. And now let's twist to the right. And then over to the left. And then we're going to come to the center and hinge forward, a little forward fold. And release the head, the forehead down to the bolster. And then just soften the spine as you breathe. And as your body lets go a little bit, just forward fold a little bit more. And let's take 5 slow breaths. And now let's slowly come back up. And we're going to put our hands behind the hips, roll the shoulders down, and just inhale and look up. Deep breath. And then come back to the center and put our hands on our bolster, and let's just feel for a couple more breaths. Just notice the space in your body, the lengthening. And we're going to put our bolster onto the right leg, lengthen toward the foot, and breathe. So it's kind of like lengthening a rubber band and just feeling that stretch. And as you breathe into it, the body starts to loosen up a little bit more. And last deep breath. And we're going to come back up and just feel. And then we're going to do our side stretch here. So leave the right arm down and bring the left arm over. Wherever you want to have the bolster, it might be different. So just notice what feels comfortable. And take a few breaths. And then we're going to gently come back up. And notice the difference between the right side and the left side of the body. Feel that long breath. And then let's move the bolster to the left leg, and we're going to lengthen toward the foot and breathe. And another couple of breaths. And then let's come back up so we could feel, just notice. And we're going to do our side stretch, so left arm down, right arm over, and breathe. And another couple of breaths. And now we're going to come back up and take a deep breath in the center, noticing the right side and the left side, the right hip and the left hip, the right leg and the left leg, feeling the sides of the body. Now we're going to come crisscross applesauce and put the bolster in front of us and just lengthen forward and breathe. Finding this comfortable position and noticing how the breath comes into the spine. Maybe you even notice that wave-like motion in the whole spine. And a couple more slow breaths. And let's come back up and just feel, just notice. Now we're going to twist to the right. And take the right arm up and lengthen toward the left thigh. Maybe the bolster's there. Just feel or just breathe here. And we're going to come back up and bring the right arm down slowly. Then twist to the left. We're going to do the same thing on this side. So left arm comes up as we lengthen toward the right leg and breathe. And last deep breath. And let's come back up. We're bringing the arm down and coming back to the center, palms facing up on our lap. And take another deep breath. Now we're going to move the bolster and lengthen the legs in front of us. And let's try our back bend. So we're going to use the bolster behind us as well as our block or whatever is comfortable for your head. And let's take a few breaths here. And we're opening our chest in our back bend, our supported back bend, softening the jaw, allowing the head to press into the block, and allowing the breath to be soft and gentle. With each breath, we're waking up the body and allowing the nervous system to relax more deeply. Feeling the arms lengthen and shoulders rolling down. And this feeling of embrace. Maybe embracing something new, an idea, a thought, a person, the world. Allowing this energy to flow through us. In this pose of expansion, we can realize that we're greater than our body. And let's continue to gently open for 5 slow breaths. And now noticing on each exhale, whatever no longer serves us, to just let that go with each breath, each exhale. And we're going to gently roll to the right and continue to open. Our left arm is coming over the head, or maybe you want to roll the chest open. Just notice whatever needs that opening and breathe into it. Softening and lengthening. And in all of these poses, we're learning about our body and how to release tension out of this form. And let's take 3 slow breaths. And now let's roll to the other side. So we can open up the other shoulder. And we're going to bring our right arm over our head. Just first of all, notice the difference from the right side to the left side as you breathe and open. Feeling the stretch and then the release. And let's take 3 slow breaths. we're going to gently roll back to the side and feel the difference. And now let's press ourselves up. We're going to use our hands to press up and just sit for a second. We're going to bring our legs out in front of us. And if you want, you could put your bolster on top of the legs. So we're pressing the thighs down into the mat and just feeling that. Feeling the weightedness of the legs, pressing into the mat, being grounded. And then just noticing as they start to release and let go a little bit. So if you want to come into a forward fold here and breathe, just allow your body to express itself. And let's take 5 slow breaths. And maybe you're feeling the space between each breath. Feeling the shape of your back and your spine. And now we're going to come back to a seated position here. Just take a breath or two. Notice the difference in your back. All the nerves have been activated. Now we're going to move our bolster so we can roll down on our back. And we're going to keep our feet on the floor. And we're going to start by just closing the eyes and feeling the whole spine. We're going to lift the toes up, stretch the toes out, roll the feet down, just carefully. And then slowly lift the heels up, same thing, stretching the feet, and then gently rolling the heels back down. Let's try that again. We're going to roll the toes up, lift the top of the foot up, stretch, roll it back down, and then the heels come up. And then the heels come back down. Let's let the knees roll to the right. So an easy spinal twist, head rolling to the left. Feeling that long, slow breath. And now we're going to roll the knees over to the left. Head gently turns to the right. And another slow breath. And let's come back to the center with the legs. And now we're going to start to roll the hips up and gently roll them back down, one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to do a few of these. Take your time. You could keep your eyes closed so you feel that movement. Feel the unrolling of the spine and the firmness of the legs and the hips as they lift us up. And we're going to do one more and slide the bolster underneath us. So we're going to be in a supported Setu Bandha. And just rest that low back on there and take another couple of breaths. Shoulders are rolling down and the palms are facing up. And the chin is slightly tucked. So as we feel the breath coming into the belly, all those nerves are unwinding in the solar plexus region. Allow the belly to soften. And let's take one more breath. Now we're going to keep the left foot down on the mat. Bring the right knee up and in and straight out. And keep going with the same leg a few times. So bringing the knee up and then straight out. So we're opening up that right hip just slowly, comfortably. And now let's bring that foot down and we're going to switch. Pressing the right foot down, bringing the left knee up and then straighten the leg out. Feel this movement. And the evenness in the hips. And a couple more. And then we're going to put our left foot down and just notice the legs. Notice any kind of circulation. And we're going to lift both legs up, straighten them up, and bend 90 degrees. And do a few of these, straightening the legs up and bending, like the hinge on a door. With the breath, and a couple more. And now we're going to straighten the legs up and point and flex the feet. Now we're making circles with the feet. And circling in the opposite direction. And we're going to point our toes and make those big circles with both legs, opening them out, bringing them around like these, the best circles that we've ever done. Feeling that lengthening through the legs. And then let's go in the opposite direction. And two more. legs are just neutral up toward the ceiling here, and we're going to let our legs just be the way they are, Viparita Karani, draining the legs, eyes open or closed, and feeling. Noticing your breath in the belly. And notice the shift of any energy in your body. That energy is cascading down from the toes, the ankles and feet, through the legs, the hips, the chest, into the throat and thyroid area, and into the brain. And just feeling that energy. Feeling this vitality that's coming into our body. Maybe you could feel pulsations in your legs. And we're just watching and noticing as we breathe in and out. And with each inhale, feeling this expansion in our body, accepting this energy. Each exhale, releasing any tension. And feeling ourselves with that energy for good health in every cell. And let's take 5 slow breaths. And now we're going to bend our legs and just, first of all, just bend them and feel that. Feel the difference. And then when you're ready, put the feet back on the mat and notice the release of any tension in the body as the circulation of blood comes back to the legs and feet. And now let's lift the hips. We're going to press the bolster away from us so that the back of our legs comes over the bolster. And let's take a few slow breaths, feeling the softness in our body. And allowing the legs to press into the bolster. Once again, feeling that expansion through the chest. And let's roll to the side and take a few breaths. And we're going to press ourselves up to a seated position, and we're going to sit on our bolster. And we're going to put our feet down onto the mat or the floor and just forward fold, let the head hang, feeling that stretch in the spine. And one more breath. And we're going to sit up and bring our feet together in our Baddha Konasana. And our palms are facing up, and close the eyes. And let's open our eyes and twist to the right. And then over to the left. And now back to the center and hinging forward just a little bit, releasing the head. And we're going to come back up and either keep your feet like this or just crisscross applesauce. We're going to take our right hand down, reach the left arm over for our side stretch. And let's go to the other side. Just notice how gravity is helping the side open, the shoulder open. And we're coming back to the center. And again, let's twist to the right, elongating the spine. And then twist to the left. And we're going to come back to the center, palms facing up. And feel the lengthening. Close your eyes, roll the shoulders down. And feel the breath now as it comes into the belly, the mid-chest, and the upper chest. And let's switch the hands. We're going to bring our hands to our heart. Feel that whole breath again as we wish ourselves good health and harmony, peace to our homes and families and communities, and to our brothers and sisters everywhere. Let's take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste. Thank you, ladies, for coming today. Thanks for coming.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marion. Wonderful.
All right, ladies.
Bye-bye. Have a great
good
day.
week. Bye.
Bye.